Okay, so let's now continue with our rationalization method. So this only happens, again, when your denominator will end up with a zero value, which means it's undefined. Okay? And so for us to do that, especially if there is this radical in the denominator, all we have to do is to rationalize our given, our denominator. So how will we do that? So to do that, we have to change it to limits. Lagyan na natin yung as x approaches 25. And then we will move on with x minus 5 and then the square root of x minus 5. Okay? So for us to rationalize, this is what we will be focusing on. Focus lang tayo dito. Okay? So to rationalize it, all we have to do is to multiply it by the denominator, exactly the same as denominator, except the sign in the middle must be changed to its opposite. So therefore, I have to copy the same given from the denominator, which is square root of x, and then 5, square root of x, and then 5. Can you follow? Copying exactly the same your denominator, except for one thing. Don't forget to change from minus, it should be changed to positive. And if it is positive, it should be changed to negative. Can you follow? So with that, let's change from negative, change it to positive for your numerator and your denominator. And this is what we call the conjugate. This is what we call the conjugate. The conjugate is the term used for rationalizing binomial terms. Okay? Conjugate ang tawag doon. Take note of that. Okay. So let's continue. We will have here the limit as x approaches 25. Okay. And so now we will end up with multiplying our numerator and our denominator. So we will have here numerator x minus 5 and then the square root of x plus 5. Can you follow? And then for this one, shortcut nito, the shortcut of this will be, this is actually the same as the sum and difference of two binomials. Wherein, kapag sinimplify natin to, it will become x minus 25. I know. X squared. Sorry. Square root natin. This will become the square root of x squared minus 5 squared. Can you follow? Or kung gusto naman, FOIL method, scratch tayo dito. FOIL method, square root of x plus minus 5. Just to show you, saan galing yung shortcut niya? Square root of x plus 5. Okay? And then, let's just solve this. This will become, what will happen here? This will become first terms. So that becomes square root of x squared. And then outer plus 5 square root of x, inner, minus 5 square root of x, and then the last, minus 25. Can you follow? Of course, kasi this will be equal to 0. Plus 5, 5 apples, minus 5 apples, it will be equal to 0. So we will end up with the square root of x squared, of course, kontra yung square tsaka yung square root, matitira na lang si x minus 25. Can you follow? So this will always be the pattern for the result of your conjugate. So we will end up here with, of course, squaring this. This will become x minus square 5. That becomes 25. Can you follow? Okay. And so, next, what will we do? May kulang sa given natin. Gawin natin tong, 25. Kasi ang purpose nito, makakancel siya. Okay, singit natin si 2 dito. Sige natin si 2 dito. Ayun. So, we will end up with, sorry, I missed to put that. Kasi yun yung purpose talaga nito eh. May maka-cancel bandang dulo. X minus 25. Ayan. Okay na. And so, after doing the conjugate, this will be canceled. And so, we will have the limit of just the square root of x plus 5 as x approaches 25. Then by using substitution method, correct, this will become the limit of substituting square, wala na yung limit. When we already evaluate, the limit will already be removed. Square root of 25 plus 5, this will be equal to 5 plus 5, this is equal to 10. So that's the value of our limit. Can you follow? Did you get the process of the rationalization method? Show me a reaction, please. Thank you. Sir, one example pa po. Okay. One more. By the way, what do you call this binomial that we used in rationalizing our denominator? Anong tawag kasi doon? If you just recall, what do you call that? Exactly the same terms but opposite operation. Anong tawag doon? Start with letter C. Type it in the chat box. Okay. Emmanuel is correct. Wrong spelling lang. Charles is correct. Let me see the rest. What do you call that one? Riza is correct. Anne is correct. Very good. Princess correct. Correct. Linnea is also correct. Okay. So this is what we call as the let's letter J. Conjugate. Exactly the same terms except the middle operation or the operation in the middle. Whatever it is, get the opposite. That's the conjugate. Can you follow? Now, there's a request. One more example pa po, sir. Okay, sure. One more. Ready? Let's have the limit of x plus 16. Tapos ito naman, square root of x is square root of x plus 4 as x approaches 16. Sige nga. Go. Try it. When you're done, type your answer in the chat box. Evaluate this limits. Again, check first if your denominator will end up with a 0 value, which means undefined. Kapag yes, then proceed to rationalization. Type your answer in the chat box as soon as you're done. Go. Okay, since this will end up with an undefined value and there is a denominator, a radical in the denominator, so therefore we have to rationalize it. So this will become the limit of, we have x plus 16 over square root of x plus 4. Wait lang. Let me just erase this first. Okay. Para dito ko na lang siya automatic multiply. Times conjugate. The conjugate is copy the same, exactly the same given. Square root of x4, square root of x4. And then to get its conjugate, change the sign in the middle. From plus, it will become minus. So this will become minus, minus. That's conjugate. So we will end up with the limit of, as x approaches 16, the limit of, let's combine, multiply x plus 16 times square root of x minus 4. And then in here, shortcut, that becomes x. And then multiply this, that's negative 16. Okay. Yeah, negative 16. So what will happen here? What will happen here? What do you think will happen here? Wait. I guess my given is wrong. This should be 6 negative. Sorry. Ayan. This should be negative. Sorry for that. Kaya kasi they are intended to be cancelled. Okay. So this will end up with, we will end up with the limit of square root of x minus 4 as x approaches 16. Okay, can you follow? And so by solving this, this will become, substituting, this will be square root of 16 minus 4. And so we will have here 4 minus 4, and that will be equal to 0. That's it. So that is 0. And that's the answer. Sorry for that. Minus yung given originally dito dapat. So that's it. Can you follow? Did you get that process? Show me a reaction if that's clear to you. Okay, thank you. Is that already okay? Or one more example? Pasensya na, nalito ako dun sa sign sa taas. Yes, ano yung correction po, sir? There's a correction. Again, our given here originally was plus. It should be negative. I mislocked that. It should be negative. Kasi the purpose of the rationalization is to, at the end, they should be canceled. Okay? Gets na po? Shall we have another example? Sir, paano po if direct substitution yung ginamit po? Okay, pwede bang maging direct substitution? If we did the direct substitution, kung kapag nag-direct substitution tayo dito, sorry. If we did the direct substitution, our answer will be wrong kasi undefined automatically yung ilalim natin. Wait, sorry. Undefined ba siya? Hindi siya undefined. Sorry. Bad trip. Okay. Wait. Correct. So kapag nag-direct substitution, pwede siya. Kasi if originally our given here is like this, right? Sorry, I missed to see that. So we have here the limit of, kung direct substitution, the answer will be what your classmates got. X plus 16 over x squared of x plus 4 as x approaches 16. Oh nga pala, sorry. Kasi di siya undefined. So by direct substitution, pwede siya. The limit of 16 plus 16 over 16 plus 4. Mag-evaluate na, mawawala na yon. So this will be equal to 32 over, what's the answer? Square root of 16, that is 8. 8, 16, 24, 32. The answer will be 4. Correct. The answers of your classmates a while ago, if we will be using the original given, the answer will be 4. That's correct. Kasi hindi undefined, hindi pala magiging undefined yung sagot dito sa ilalim. And that's correct for direct substitution. This is correct. Now, following the process of what we did here, this should be, the given should be, sorry for that, this should be negative and this should be negative. And from there, we will apply the rationalization method and we will have a 0 as the answer. Can you follow? Thank you for that. So again, originally the given is this, and this can be solved using direct substitution. Okay? But changing or rephrasing the given from x minus 16 and then square root of x minus 4, in here, dito pa lang may apply yung ating rationalization method. Can you follow? Show me a reaction if that's clear to you. Let me see. Gets ko yung difference ng dalawa? Very good. So kapag hindi 0 in denominator, pwede kang direct substitution and you will end up with 4, just like what your classmates got, and that's correct. But if your answer in the denominator is not undefined or is not 0, or is 0, I mean, then you can do the rationalization method. Can you follow? Very good. Okay, shall we continue or do you want another example? Kindly type your answer in the chat box. Are you okay now with that or do you want another example? Let me see. Please react, please answer. Next na daw. Okay, thank you. Okay, next is the continuity of a function at a number. So, paano ba yung continuity? The continuity, kasi in the limit, putol yung value. And in the continuity of a function at a number, it says here, meron tayong 3 conditions that we need to satisfy. Okay? So we have, if C is a number in the interval A, B, and F is a function with a domain containing the interval A, B, then F is said to be continuous at X is equal to C if all the following conditions are satisfied. So, meron tayong kailangang i-satisfy na given conditions, I mean, para masabi natin na continuous yung given nating function. Okay? Shall we have this now? Okay? Relax. Relax. In here, it says, meron na tayong condition na ginagawa. Tell whether the given function is continuous at x is equal to 4. So meron tayong given na the base, pinagbabasihan. And then we have this. This is in general mathematics. Are you still familiar with this given in general mathematics? GenMath tayo, GenMath. Anong tawag? Anong tawag dun sa may mga putol-putol na given ng functions? Sige nga. Do you still remember that in general mathematics? Uy. Wait, sir. O, sige, iniisip. Okay, sige. Go back to your general mathematics. And then, what do you call that kind of function wherein we need to combine different functions and then at a certain value, they are continuous. Okay, Christian was able to recall that function already. Very good. What about the rest? Please recall. What do you call that kind of function? Sige nga. What kind of function is that in general mathematics? May function ka, i-combine mo sila into one na iba't iba yung compositions ng mga functions. What do you call that kind of function? Starts with letter P. Blank function. Sige nga. Christian, got it. What about the rest? What do you call that function? Okay, Chance was able to recall. Very good. Pinagsamang function po. Wrong. But actually, Tagalog, pwede siyang ganon. Pinagsamang function. Correct. Pinagsamang functions, pwede. But in English, how do you call that? Mathematically, what do you call that kind of function? Sige nga. Yes, Linnea, got it. Polynomial? No. This can have different sets of polynomial functions. Pwede, pero putol-putol. Anong tawag dito sa kabuang ito? Oh, silit na? Oh, sige. Their classmates was able to recall it. This is called piecewise function. Do you still remember that? Can you still recall that in Gen Math? Wherein you have this function written as a whole. And then, all you have to do is to see its continuity. Tuloy-tuloy ba yung mga given na to? So we have negative 4. Let's use this as an example. Negative square root of 4 plus x minus 4 squared. And then another function is negative 2. And then another function is x minus 6 over x minus 3. And then meron silang certain conditions. If x is less than 4, if x is equal to 4, and then if x is greater than 4. This is called a piecewise function. And so, bakit tayo continuity? A while ago, we are just talking about limits. Now, we're talking about continuity. And continuity is the continuation of the limits. As you have noticed a while ago, dun sa example natin, in our video, just to focus on the video, let me see if the video is still here. Ayan. Here. Looking at this video, at this example, the function is not continuous. Why is it not continuous? Because at the value of x in 1, which is 1, the value of y will be undefined. So therefore, meron siyang hollow circle. When in the graph, when you see a hollow circle, that simply means the value there is not applicable or undefined. Ibig sabihin, that function, the value for that function is putol in that specific value. Can you follow? So doon pumapasok yung limits. And so in the continuation for the continuous function, dito natin titingnan saang value siya magtutuloy. Kasi there should be an equation here wherein it will continue its value. And then, itutuloy na naman yan doon sa line kanina. So, doon nagkakaroon tayo ng piecewise function. Can you follow? Okay. Halimbawa, let's focus on this. Ayan. Sample. Okay. Assuming this is our graph, this is just to show you what continuous means. Ayan. This is our graph, for example. I'll show you how the graph of a continuous function means. So for example, meron tayong line dito. There is a line here. Ayan. Sorry. There's a line here. Assuming it's a straight line. Ayun. And then it's hollow there. Gamit na lang ako nito. Here. Ayan. So halimbawa, we have here a line. Ayan. And it's hollow there. It's hollow. Ibig sabihin, putol siya doon. And then, there is another graph here. There's another graph here. Ayan. Just to show you how it goes. Ayan. And this time, to make it continuous, kung dito hollow siya, dapat para maging continuous siya, dapat dito solid. If it's solid, if it's a solid circle, ibig sabihin, there's a value there at magtutuloy yung kanyang equation. Can you follow? And then, if there is another equation here, this, for example, is hollow. Ayan. So, naputulan naman dito. There should be another function here wherein it should continue. Halimbawa ito, quadratic naman. It should continue its graph. Ayan. So this is an example of a continuous function wherein when you do the function of this, the piecewise function f of x, this will be equal to the function of this 1, 2, 3. The function of 1, kung ano man yung the function ni 1, and then sa function ni 2, at saka sa function ni 3. Ayan. So this becomes continuous because of what's shown in this graph. Can you follow? That's the process, or that's the concept of continuity. Okay. So that's what we will be testing or doing in this example. We will test, or we will see if this piecewise function is a continuous function or if there is continuity. Continuity. Okay, titingnan natin, tuloy-tuloy ba yung function na to? And of course, we can only do or test the continuity if we test or we follow these certain conditions. Here, these are the conditions. Yan, dapat f of c is defined, the limit of f of x exists, and the limit of f of x is equal to f of c. Are we ready to learn this? Show me a reaction if you are ready for this. Madali lang to, don't worry. Kasi mag-substitute lang tayo. Okay. Now, it's just below 7 minutes. Para tuloy-tuloy tayo, is it okay if I will already end this and then just join again for the discussion of this? Okay lang ba sa inyo yun? Para putut-putut. Okay lang? Okay, thank you. Para diretso tayo with this. Kasi baka mabitin tayo eh. So I will end this now and just join again for the continuation.